Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shad. Freya Vidi, may Freya bless on this wonderful Friday. Just rained. It's currently 80 degrees. It's a beautiful day. Cloudy skies. It's a good day. I'll tell you about those who did not have a good day. Those Americans that are trapped in Afghanistan, left there by Trader Joe's malicious / incompetent regime. At least we forget 13 U.S. service members, U.S. military, ranging from Army, Navy, Marines. I think the Air Force is in there. I don't know. 13 service members died. Kabul, Afghanistan. Abbey Gate. We just passed the 3-year mark. 3-year anniversary. Not to mention that 200 other people, mostly foreign nationals, people trying to get out, and over 300 service members were hurt as well. People lost arms and legs, eyes. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, every day, never forget. Never forget. And never forget whose fault this is. Yeah. Mr. Hayden. I don't feel right calling him POTUS. I don't, because I don't think he is. Really don't. But it appears that 81 million people accepted that. Along with the other 338 million. 337. So, it's... yeah, interesting. Every day, never forget, and never forget whose fault this is. Deploy knife hands. But there was hope. We the people. Folks getting them out. Task Force Argo, Task Force Pineapple, Project Exodus, Project Demo, Christian Coalition, Mighty Oak Foundation, just name a few. These groups, most of them made up primarily of veterans, headed by veterans, most of them, that had people in that fucking hellhole, that had ways out, that the government that put them there said, "Don't worry, we have a plan to get you out," and then left them. Not so much as a little email or a little text saying shelter in place. We're trying to figure it out, right? They had people that were the lunch lady. They were the army, the Afghan army, national army that they trained, that they spent their life with. We were there for 20 years, so you can imagine the bonds that were built. The bridges that were built. So a lot of these people, and just concerned Americans and citizens, and people that, and not to mention everyone that donated, everyone. Yeah. Meanwhile, at least we forget that 700, 800 plus individuals are still incarcerated over the J6 debacle. Held there as political prisoners without sentencing, without bail, torture, solitary confinement conditions. Someone lost an eye. There have been suicides. These people, they... At first, they were housed in one area, a condemned, abandoned, dilapidated portion of a prison in D.C. I believe it was, yes. Treated terribly. Obviously, they were never tried. They were basically put there with the help of the Patriot Act, without trial, without sentencing. Just, hey, you're in this hole now. You're in this hell. Welcome. And we can keep you here for as long as we like. And do whatever we the fuck want to do to you. That's what happened to these people. constant interrogation, constant questioning. They were given plea deals. They were extorted. Like, hey, you know, we know that your son is a little, you know, drug user, and if you don't relinquish your claim and all this, that, you know, what you did was constitutional, right? Because I mean, it was actually a constitutional right to go and protest and to inhabit the buildings that we pay for. Ours. It's my building. You know, they said no, it's not your fucking building. It's Nancy Pelosi's or whoever. You know, they own it, not you. That should tell you something. So these people were put in jail. They usually in the same spot, but now they've started to spread load the people everywhere, getting transferred, you know, to their respectable cities and states that they're close to, so that way they can, you know, those states and cities can handle them, right? For however many years they were given, and of course the constant fight that goes on with most of them. There's people fighting in the judicial system, trying to play the judicial game of a tyrannical regime. It never plays out well. But they do get some relief. They do get some satisfaction. You know, if they can defend against the administrative violence and engage in some administrative violence or judicial violence, then they in turn, you know, works out for the incarcerated. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm feeling some kind of way today. I sure am. I sure the fuck am. You should too. Yeah. Hey, be happy. Be happy. Right? It's a great day. Of course we are. So yeah, these people, they're enduring a lot. And not only that, their families. Imagine there's a lot of moms and dads in prison. You know, this tyrannical regime took and destroyed because that's what they're doing. It's obvious that's their plan, is to destroy the family unit. They did that. Every day, never forget, and never forget whose fault this is. This tyrannical regime that took over. And yes, definitely deploy more knife hands. Meanwhile, the army. The army is, if you haven't been, I subscribe to the military news and stuff. I get little notifications. They just fired another commanding sergeant major out of the army. He was with the intelligence and cybersecurity arm of the army, and they always. This is another one, and they've been doing a lot of them. From what it seems like, highly qualified people, just highly qualified, stellar people, and they always give the reason of you know, not fit to, you know, effectively command this unit, kind of thing. It's you know, in the officers' world, you know, they can, you know, once you become a commanding officer, you're subject to all kinds of ridicule and termination, right? So, but no worries. I mean, they're set for life, really. I mean, so, or they move on to other ventures, right? This gentleman started out as an infantryman, you know, in the army. Worked his way up, went to 10th Mountain Division. He was a ranger instructor. He's been all over. He's been everywhere, done everything, right? Just a stellar soldier. And well, they just fired him. Before that, it was a female commanding sergeant major. They fired, and another one, and another one, and another one. All these people with years and years of experience and wisdom, you know, and the dedication that was needed. You know, they're starting to do that. They've been doing that. And lo and behold, you get what you get with the you see the Secret Service. For the longest time, and I'm not a sexist person. I'm just a realist. I'm a realist thinking kind of man, and this is what they started opening up combat security roles to women and other. Let's just call it DEI. So there is a fundamental difference with men and women in performance and endurance and resilience against injury. It's real. It's true. But you see this going on with the USSS, right? The USSS. That's their acronym, the United States Secret Service. But they've started to lower the standards, if you will. We've seen Miss Cheadle bow out gracefully, I'm sure. But you see how they lower the standards and create a unsafe environment. If I was USSS, which I do, I know about their selection process, usually through 8th and I, usually these usually Marines, right? But it's a lot of career stellar performers in the military that have been there, done that, seen things, have the wisdom, just like this commanding sergeant major. Top of the class, absolutely top physical conditioning. They just everything across the board, all green, all A's. And so when you throw in when you lower that standard, it suffers. It is no longer effective in providing security, support, combat, whatever the case may be in the military. That's how it works, right? You get the best of the best that move up, and they create this high performance environment, which also comes with high morals and high standards and all these things, And so once you muddy the waters with, say, a woman that needs to breastfeed while standing on a very important duty station, you have to cover this area, or you're just going to go to compromise all that and not only find the safe place, the safe zone, the safe room, but invite other people that are not vetted. I don't care if they are your family or not, and with a baby. Now you're putting that baby in jeopardy because this is a potential combat situation, where lethal force is authorized, and here you are in a room that you shouldn't be in with a baby you shouldn't have at work, with 2 other people that should not fucking be there. And it's fine. It's okay. That's what's in the news today. So it's painfully obvious that our highly illustrious, highly trained, stellar, some would say history, are being destroyed from the inside out. So yeah, meanwhile, that right there is really the oh shit moment for me. I'm looking at the fan, I'm looking at the shit. It's getting closer to the fan. Wow, it's getting really close there. So anyway, I digress. On this wonderful Friday, every day, never forget.